Cancer, my name is Gregory Scott. Thanks for joining me for your astrology and tarot forecast for April 2015. Now, I do want to say thank you for joining me specifically because I know you have other options. I know you can get your guidance somewhere else, so thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm very grateful for choosing this forecast for April. Okay, so that said, let me give you the information that I see coming up for you, what is going to influence you. And the first thing that I really think is going to be significant for you, Cancer, at the very beginning of the month, Mars goes into Taurus and it stays there for the whole month. Mars is the planet of what it is you want to achieve and your desire. It's in your 11th house of hopes and dreams, and it's in the practical sign of Taurus. So I really see you working at making some changes in your practical 3D physical life. So you're going to start thinking about what it is you want to do. Do you want to live in London for the rest of your life? Or do you want to emigrate and move to Costa Rica? Or are you happy with the amount of money that you earn? Or do you want to have a pay rise? I mean, I think that's a universally easily answered question. But what I'm saying is that you're going to look at your practical surroundings and you're going to want to change them. Do you always want to live in a studio apartment, or do you want to start saving up for a 3-bedroom detached house in the countryside? It's whatever your dream looks like in the real world that you're going to start focusing on. And I'd like you to really honor that and take note of what you come up with between the 1st of April to the 4th, because it's your true heart's desire and it matches what you want on a practical level, so you can trust that. On the 4th, there's a full moon, and the full moon is in the 4th house of family for you, and it's in Libra. Okay, so that's a fruition and that's a culmination of your home life. But what happens, so family relationships are very good for you around this time, but what happens is that there's a total lunar eclipse on the 4th, and it occurs on the north node of the moon. So what that means is when there's an eclipse on the north node, it brings in new energy, and it's almost like a new moon when you focus at acquiring new things, at expanding in a direction you want to go. So it's a real time and energy of being the leader in your family life and determining where you want the family to go. You know, are you a parent and has the family been eating I don't know, KFC family buckets for the last couple of months, and you now want to turn them gluten-free? You take ownership and leadership of that, and you set the tone for the way the family unit is going to move forward. So I really get that you start to question some of the patterns that have become established and that you've just gone with. And they really become highlighted at the time of the full moon. So something occurs that really brings this under the microscope, and you're like, aha, I get that, I've been doing this now, I didn't even realize. And then you start to question whether you want to continue that or whether you want to go in a new direction. So it's a real time of reevaluating your circumstances and the circumstances of your family. Venus goes into Gemini on the 12th of April, and that's in your 12th house of spirituality and service and being selfless and being with other people and being of help to other people. Now, Venus is the planet of love, and remember, we live in a universe that is made of love, even though it doesn't often feel that way, and it feels like this place is very difficult. Fundamentally and underneath it all, we are guided and we are protected. That energy is in your 12th house, which means that there's some sort of opening or there's some sort of channel in terms of you connecting with the unseen. It may be that you have some sort of spiritual awakening or spiritual message that comes through, or that you start to really feel a sense of connection and connectivity. You know, a lot of people, they go to Israel, to the church where Jesus was kind of crucified, because they're yearning for that sense of connection, and they're yearning for that tangible feeling of, I am here, where someone or a religious figure that I really care about was, and I want to connect with that. That is what you achieve on the 12th of April without having to go to Israel. There's a sense of, I can put my finger on what it is I believe, and there's real scope for you to have a spiritual insight on the 12th. So really book some time for yourself to become reflective, to think about what it is you believe in, what you care about, and really commune with that. Mercury is moves into Taurus on the 15th of April, and that really, again, grounds your hopes and dreams and allows you to communicate and understand what it is you want to achieve and where you see yourself in future. Mars was in there and continues to be there at the beginning of the month, but Mercury's joined it. So the spiritual insights that you get around the 12th, they now also feed into how your physical life is going to transform and how your physical life is going to get better as a result of the thinking and communication you've been doing. So Albert Einstein was a genius at physics, okay? But until he was 30, he was an insurance salesman. He didn't do very well as an insurance salesman, and that's not because, well, that was because that wasn't his purpose. That's what, he wasn't good at that. He was a genius at physics. And he had a year of miracles where he just got this information in by a spirit that allowed him to become the most famous physicist and to really benefit the world. So if you've been working as an advertising agent, but really you're meant to be a chiropractor, then there's a gap between those two things, okay? And things have to happen in between those things so you can get from A to B. And what I'm saying is for you, Cancer, this month in April, those things are happening that take you to that place where you're meant to be. So really, I'm urging you to pay attention because you're going to get a lot of information through and you're going to find out many, many things which are going to be very helpful for you. There's a new moon on the 18th of April, and this is almost like the second new moon because the lunar eclipse was new energy, new focus, new beginnings, and this one is about your career. So this is almost like a narrative for you here, Cancer. The information now becomes crystallized and you start to make changes and you go in a different direction career-wise as a result of what you've learned. And then finally the month ends with real good fortune around the 26th in terms of your financial sector and your work sector. So something occurs at the end of the month that will increase your financial flow, and the flow is via your work, via your income. So I really see some financial benefits at the end there. The card that I've pulled is Strength, which is the 8th card of the Major Arcana, and this is about having practical strength to change your circumstances, okay? So engage with that process. It's not always easy to make changes in life, but it really is beneficial and it's really worthwhile for you this month, so really embrace that process. If you'd like some guidance or some help with these questions and these new directions that you're going in, then please have a look at my website where I offer private readings and I can look at this with you. It's gregoryscott.com. Just click on the readings tab and you'll see the types of readings that I offer. Please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I hope you have a wonderful April. Speak to you soon. All the best. I'm using the Radiant Rider Waite deck for this reading. Let's see what's coming up. Okay.